Okay, so today is Tuesday the 28th. It's like midnight or something. It's funny, I just recorded a little video with my sister. I always find it weird recording these because it's like, oh, I don't know, what if people can hear me? Because like my brother is across the room, in the room across from mine or whatever, like the wall across from mine. I don't know, I've always felt like the doors or whatever are so like thin or I don't know. Anyways, right now I'm actually going to read one of my old journal entries that I wrote in a Google Doc. I wrote a bunch. And I'm just going to see the difference of that from a year ago versus now. I'm a little nervous because I know that a lot of it's probably going to have to be, or a lot of it's probably including my ex-boyfriend. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so September 6th, 2020. This was at 11 p.m. or 10:56, whatever. Hello, future Elizabeth, or whoever may be reading this. I do not feel well. I feel very dizzy and it kind of comes in waves. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like my heart is racing, but like it's extremely slow. This is an anxiety. I know that since I have an anxiety disorder, it's easy for me to label it as such. However, I've been dealing with anxiety for many years now, and I know my body well enough to not label it that. It could be a weight issue. I could just have such a horrible diet that I'm slowly deteriorating. Wow. Wow. I always use big words when writing journals. I think that's so funny. It could be that my heart is genuinely giving out. I do not know anymore. Emotionally, I want to cry, I want to laugh, I want to yell, and I want to scream. But I also want to lay in the ocean and just float. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I just want to be okay. I just want to be okay. I just want to be okay. I really just want to be okay. I want to be healthier, but it makes me so disappointed in myself because I know that I don't want it that much, because if I did, I would do it. I'm really trying. No, I'm not. I lied. I keep lying to myself. I'm not trying, not enough anyway. I look at myself and feel nothing but disgust. Oh my god. Only Adam, really knows how much I truly despise my body. I find almost every aspect of it to be disgusting. I have almost no comfort in my body. I want to cry every time I look at myself or see a picture of myself, and I know how horrible that is, but it's the truth. My sister sent me a photo. Oh, yeah. But it's the truth. Why am I like this? That's a question I've been asking myself for a while now. Still don't know the answer. I don't want to exist anymore as this self. Not meaning I'm suicidal, but in fact I want to live, to experience true self-love. I want to be in love with myself. I want to love life to the fullest capacity, and I have such a strong distaste for life as it sits today. Maybe it's my fault. I wish I could just sit by the ocean on a perfect day, not too hot. And see, the thing is, there's a problem everywhere I go. When I get really hot, or I see a news article about how the temperature is record breaking, it upsets me, and I think about global warming, and I want to do something, but I don't, and it makes me feel worse, and it makes me feel hopeless. Then feeling hopeless makes me feel worse, because I know that feeling bad doesn't do anything except victimize myself and pity myself. Oh my god. I wish I was really a hardcore activist. I want to be really in touch with my morals, and I mean painstakingly on the dot with my morals. I want to make sure everyone on this earth, in this ocean, in the ground, in the air, every molecule in this damned universe gets an equal chance at life. I want there to be peace with existence. I want clarity in my life. I am so unsure about everything. Is becoming a doctor really worth it? I love the education aspect and helping others, but there's so much more attached to it. I want to really fight for those whose voices are not heard. It never really occurred to me that I'm not even fighting for myself. I don't really know what it means to fight for myself. It's never about fighting for myself, just fighting myself. It's a never-ending battle that cannot be won. I took my night meds already, and I feel the sleeping meds kicking in. It's usually as I daze into my slumber that I feel so passionate and full of ideas, but I am paralyzed with the idea of sleep that I cannot do anything and fall asleep upset with myself. It is also when I write out my thoughts that I feel somewhat better. I also feel more in touch with myself in its rawest form. No judgment. I also feel lost sometimes, and leaves me with more questions about myself and my existence and my behavior and understanding of life and what it means to not be a hypocrite about my own morals. I want to research more about moving out of the country. I don't know if I want to live in America anymore, and I have a headache. Today, this is a summary of my existence in terms mentally and physically, and this is how my body and mind felt today. I have headaches and those tire me out. I have shortness of breath followed by fast heartbeats such as 115 beats per minute, and it feels like my heart will one day give out, and I also mean that symbolically as well. Wow. My back is sore from the heat of the beach along with the winds of the beach. I'm drained, I feel slightly manic, and yet I also feel numb and hopeless. I'm confused, alone, and I also feel immersed. I wish I was better. My meds are really kicking in, and I'm going to bed now. I love you, Elizabeth. I know not as much as you want, but I'm getting there. Remember, how would you treat your 5-year-old self? What would you say to her? You are still that person. I love you. Good night. I just think it's funny, like, looking back at, like, that year ago. I don't know, I guess I wouldn't really say, like, oh, I don't think I'm disgusted with myself in that same regard in which I wrote. And I remember feeling like that disgust and feeling just so gross with myself, especially just because, like, the things I ate too, you know what I mean? I think that also contributed, like, to the heart stuff. But I don't know, I feel like a good portion of this still holds true. Like, you know, I want there to be peace with existence. I want clarity in my life, you know? But yeah, I feel like I was in a really bad place right here. And I remember being in a bad place, and I remember writing it. But I like at the end, how at the end it's like, remember, how would you treat your 5-year-old self? What would you say to her? You're still that person. And it's true. It's like, you know, what would I say to my 5-year-old self? And right now, I guess I would tell her, like, what would I tell my 5-year-old self? I would probably tell my 5-year-old self, don't kill yourself over a man. Because I'm trying to think. Don't kill yourself over a man, because I definitely, like, thought about it, obviously. Like, it feels so weird, like, looking into the camera. I definitely thought about it after me and Adam broke up, because obviously, like, this person was with me 3 years of my life, and, you know, you hold on to beliefs and you hold on to ideas of the future, but things never really do go the way you want it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. After me and him broke up, a while after, we broke up 4-ish months ago. It was the day after my birthday, actually. And it's such a complicated story, but I guess I'll tell it now. Or, let's see how long this video is. It's 8 minutes. Whatever. So, we went to Disneyland on my birthday. No, the day after my birthday. Yeah, we went to Disneyland, and it was good. It was really good. At that time, we were really good. Like, nothing, it was, you know, like, nothing was going wrong. We didn't really fight. Like, everything was fine. And I remember leaving Disneyland, I'm, like, walking back to the car, and he was like, you know, I could see you as the person I'm gonna marry. I just think, like, I would need to experience other, like, things or whatever before, like, that would happen. And, like, don't get me wrong, it makes sense, I guess, but at the same time, it doesn't. It makes sense with his perspective on, it makes sense on his perspective, but at the same time, like, I just don't want to agree with it. And, yeah, so then I said, okay, let's do it now. Let's get it over with and not. Let's get it over with. Let's break up and see other people and see what happens. And I regret it at the same time, but at the same time I don't. Because it's almost like, why ruin a good thing? But at the same time, it was like bound to happen. Like, well, I don't want to say that because obviously I can't predict the future, and I couldn't have predicted the future or anything. If we had stayed together, something that my therapist told me too was like, if we had stayed together, that would have been like, I would have just had anxiety from like, oh, does he want to see other people? Does he want to see other people? You know what I mean? So either way, like, there was no right or wrong choice to make or whatever. And yeah, and I remember it's been rough ever since. And then we kind of got back together and then kind of didn't. Yeah, but it's funny, like, talking about this, I really just want to text him and be like, you want to try again? Yeah, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, it's been really hard. We kind of got back together and then didn't, and then we tried just hanging out, like, as friends pretty often, or I guess whatever. Like, we tried hanging out as friends, but like with benefits, and that doesn't work. I think it worked for him, but not for me. And I even saw this TikTok recently that was like, women release like oxytocin or something like that, a chemical in the brain that basically like builds a connection, like an emotional connection with somebody or whatever, when they like have sex or whatever. So that's why like women typically want to cuddle after sex when men don't. And I don't know, I feel like that makes sense. It could be wrong, I don't even fucking know, but I feel like it makes sense. So yeah, and one of the videos I posted, I think already, it was me talking about like, oh yeah, the last time I hung out, was it the last time? No, one of the last times I hung out with him, like recently, it was like, yeah, it was in December, I don't know, we had sex. And this is after like a week not talking, because I told him, I was like, yeah, I don't want to talk, like, it's just killing me, kind of. And yeah, it was after I went to Santa Cruz. I had texted him, and I was like, yeah, I don't think it's good we talk right now. And like, I didn't talk to him for like a week, and then I was really suicidal, not because of him, just because of like my life, like, what am I doing with my life, whatever. And I just needed a friend. And yeah, and then we hung out, but we also had sex. And I don't want to say I regret it, because I don't like to have regrets in life. You know, it was a lesson. That was it. But would I do it again? Like, would I let that pan out again? No, I wouldn't. Because I felt like I was doing really good and like detaching, and suddenly I feel a little more reeled back in, and that kind of sucks. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, it kind of sucks, because, you know, I look at photos on my phone, and like, I have a bunch, like, think about it, like, I love taking photos, I love taking videos, like memories and whatever. And so like, or like even just saving photos, like of, if he sends me anything of his dog Ava, or like photos of him, whatever it is, like, or something that reminds me of him, or vice versa. It's like, so it's a lot of, like, you know. And yeah, so every time I try to look for a photo, it's like a good portion of my camera roll is that. So that kind of sucks, to have to be like reminded of it, but at the same time, like, I don't want to delete it, you know what I mean? I just don't want it kind of in my face, because there's photos of like me and him, like he's kissing my cheek and I'm like smiling, and it's like, and it's like, I know I'm holding on to like that past memory, but that's not here, it's not now. And yeah, I guess a part of myself is still grieving. I'm not I'm not angry anymore. I was angry. What's the stages? I was in denial. I was definitely in denial. I was angry. I definitely bargained. I don't know what the other. There's like 2 more stages. Like one, I know one's acceptance, and there's another one. I think, I don't know, but I definitely think I'm like reaching more towards acceptance. It makes me sad. Because I don't want to accept it, but like I am accepting it. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. That kind of sucks. But like today, yeah. I don't know. It also feels a little weird, like hanging out with him now, I guess, because it's like, I don't know, like he's like scared to like have any physical contact with me. Like if I try to do anything, like bump into him or like, I don't know. Yet, one of the last times we hung out, he like grabbed me and like made out with me, and then I literally like 5 seconds later, like, or like whatever, tried to like do it back, and like I don't know if that makes sense, but like he like pushed me away, and it was like, what? I don't know. I guess I want clarity, because I guess also right now it's like confusing. I think maybe I need to set another boundary, because it's like, yeah, I think I need to set another boundary and being like, I don't want to text all the time. I don't want to feel like I have to text every day, and that's how it feels. And because he says good morning. Because, okay, yeah, so then I remember, like, after I went to Santa Cruz, I was, like, thinking about him, and then one of my friend Oliver's housemates, whose name is Sully, him and I were talking, and I was like, yeah, I'm, like, tripping out over this guy. And he's like, dude, you're miles away from this guy, and you're still thinking about him. Like, if anything, like, is ruining your peace of mind, is it really worth it? And I thought about it, and that's when I texted Adam, and I was like, yeah, like, I don't think it's good that we talk right now. And something that Sully said too was like, you know, you could be building a stronger like relationship with Oliver, but instead, like, you know, you're thinking about this guy, you're like stressing over this guy. And that's also like what prompted me to like text Adam like, hey, I don't want to talk anymore for now. And it's funny because I did get closer with Oliver. Like, me and him were like snuggling up, whatever, when we were watching TV, because it was cold as fuck over there. And it was like wholesome though. It was so platonic and wholesome. And I saw this other tweet that was like, or maybe a TikTok that was like, you know, like have physical connection with your homies or whatever, so they don't seek it from like other people or whatever, like their exes or whatever. Like fulfill that too, so they don't have to seek that from someone else. And I don't know, I think that's true. It's like to have to cuddle or whatever with Oliver in like a platonic way was like so nice. My mom might come in. It was so nice. Yeah, and it was really wholesome. And I think having that, like, because I'm a very like physically intimate person, like that's very much like a love language, and not just romantic love, but like or sexual love. It's like, no, it's a very like all around type of love. I love cuddling with my sister. I love hugging my mom. And so I feel like sometimes like I want to seek that from Adam, and that's obviously not healthy because I only really know romantic intimacy with him. So yeah. Yeah, I keep trying to indulge myself more in like things that like trying to get off my phone more, because I don't think it's healthy. That I just like wake up and like go on TikTok and everything or whatever, go on Instagram, go on Twitter. It's like not healthy. So I'm trying to get out more also and whatnot. Read more books and stuff. Speaking of which, I'm going to read before bed instead of going on TikTok. That's my like goal or whatever right now. So yeah, about to go to bed. It's funny because this is actually pretty early. Pretty early or earlier than my normal times. I have art tomorrow. Red pill, blue pill, Matrix, but water, don't worry. I don't like drinking. It's not very fun. I don't like getting drunk or all that. It's like, it's just not fun getting like blacked out drunk or anything like that. It's like, especially like my dad getting into a car accident, hitting a semi truck, like DUI and all that. Like, how's that fun? Or like my sister when I had to pick her up, like she was blackout drunk. It's like, or like, it's like, it's not pretty. It's not fun. It's not fun for anyone. Like, I don't know. You're throwing up. You don't remember. Like, so then what's the point? I get getting a little tipsy at, but like, you know, I'd rather get high. But anyways, yeah. I have art tomorrow. I'm excited, and I'm messaging this girl on Instagram. She's so funny. Her name is. She told me once. Fuck. How to pronounce? It's either Brianna or Brianna. I think it's Brianna. I'm praying to God it's Brianna. But I think she's in like Nevada. Wait, Las Vegas, Nevada. Is that what it's called? I don't know. We're talking about, because I was like, oh, I like the cold better. She's like, hell no. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, wait, you're in California. It don't count. But anyways, I don't think I showed you guys, but my, wait a fucking minute. Don't tell me right now. No, that's not him. Look at this fucking phone case. I don't know if you can see. My neighbor got it for me. I love my neighbor. She literally my homie. I should do a story time with her, like, cause we were like homies when we were younger, and then we like weren't homies, and then now we're homies again. But it's like not cause like beef between me and her. It's just like, anyways, something I love saying that I feel like I've always loved saying is like over and out. But anyways, okay, well, I'm going to bed. This video seems a little bit long, but I feel good about it, and I feel good about where my life is now compared to September 6th a year ago. So it gets better. I love you, Liz. Good night.